All right, we are ready for our next run. We've got Iceblue going to be running BS Legend of Zelda any percent. Take it away.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Iceblue, and in the commentator booth with me, I have the legendary TGH.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi. So here we have, this is called BS Legend of Zelda. The BS stands exactly what you think it stands for, and you called it, it's the broadcast to Teleview. This is a kind of like a redone version of the Legend of Zelda. It's got updated graphics, it's different style of overworld, and a different story to boot. And you have different like features, like so whenever you're collecting more Triforce pieces, you start getting more and more power-ups added to your character. Tej briefly ran this casually, and I sat there and laughed at him the whole time.
Oh my goodness, don't remind me. Don't remind me of level 7.
There's quite a few trolls in this game, and yeah. And we'll call it out as we go along. One thing I do want to point out with this run, at the end of each dungeon, when you grab the Triforce piece, there is a flashing lights warning. And I don't want to sound like a broken record. So whenever you see me going into a Triforce room, if you do have trouble with flashing lights, please, I would look away for about 3 or 4 seconds. The flashing lights are pretty bad. But other than that, this is a pretty fun game. And I went ahead and named the file, to show support for the marathon. And I am playing as the Zelda style character. Or maybe my SNES is not gonna... There we go. So,
sick.
Jay, you want to put in anything about the game that you know of?
I will reiterate that I have a story to tell during level 7. But yeah, so this is basically, this plays kind of like a remake / spiritual successor to Zelda 1. But better in almost every way. Most importantly, the movement. The movement feels way better, and the grid system just works a lot better for like how you actually want to move. So, yeah, with that, I'm ready to go, I think.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So right here, you don't actually have to do anything. Zelda just moves on her own. She walks right into the Woodsword Cave, and we see a familiar face from the Zelda 1 series with the legendary tagline.
Take this.
Take this. It's not affiliated with the marathon, I promise. Alright, so movement in the beginning, we want to be careful not to kill any enemy, because what we want here is we want to kill nothing but blue mobs here in the very beginning. So I want to try and get 8 bombs before entering level 1. Reason being is we want to have max bombs, because we bomb open this wall here, and bombs just do way more damage than the sword does. Rupees are pretty heavy in this run, but grabbing that cave right before level 1 gives us the ability to only need about 3 blue rupee drops here.
Yeah, we need 60 leaving level 1, correct?
At least 60. You can have a little bit less because level 2 can give you some rupees. We need 60 by the end of level 2 to purchase a blue candle.
Gotcha.
We use that candle to access the western part of the map. One thing to note that's a big difference between this game and Zelda 1, if an enemy is holding like an item like a compass or a key or a map, they can still drop an actual item. That was actually a really good pattern. They can still drop items, so like that Stalfos that was holding the key still dropped me a 5 rupee. But yeah, Dungeon 1 it's pretty straightforward. Our goal here is just to get to the end. The item in here is pretty essential to beating the game. Just like in Zelda 1, the item here is the bow. Which, funny enough, we don't purchase arrows until, like, almost the end of the game. And we only use arrows once or well, we use them twice. Once for Goma, and then once for Ganon. Oh, 3 times. Level 8 as well. Teach's favorite dungeon.
You can you can see. I mentioned earlier that the movement is much improved from Zelda 1, at least in my opinion. But yeah, you can see that when Ice walks along a corner, this game has something that Zelda 1 doesn't have, and that's corner correction. So you can walk along.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, like what Zelda 1 will do is if you try to walk in a perpendicular direction to where you're going, it'll actually like snap you backwards to the nearest half tile. In this game, it'll snap you forwards, which is really nice and just like the tiniest bit of quality of life improvement, but it makes a huge difference.
And it actually saves like a couple of like frames.
Here we have Nightmare Fuel Aquamentus. Goes down pretty easily with a bomb and a couple sword slashes.
Yeah, so the corner correction thing it's really nice, and we try to use that as much as possible. Just because, hey, this is a speedrun, I guess. And it looks funny, you know, in my opinion. So after level 1, we immediately rush into level 2, which you would notice is in a completely different location than Zelda 1. And we don't really do anything in here. We just come in here, grab the Triforce, and scram.
Yeah, so I mentioned this was kind of a spiritual successor to Zelda 1, and I said that because you'll notice that the layout is not the same. For the overworld and also the dungeons themselves. The layouts are not even really close to the same, although they do have some very clear similarities.
Yeah,
like the entrance and location of level 1 look the same and are in the same exact place.
Yeah, but the entire layout of the dungeon is actually a giant. I think it's a giant Z, if I remember.
Yeah. Each of the dungeons are shaped like a letter. I forget exactly what the letters are, but they're each a letter.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with like the layouts of the maps. I haven't grabbed the maps in I don't even know how long, honestly. So yeah, level 2 is very short. The item in that dungeon is the boomerang. We don't need to grab that. We don't even grab that boomerang at 100%, mainly because there's another boomerang you get for free later on.
The Mighty Boomerang.
Which we get a nice little cutscene for after we complete Dungeon 6. Okay, so the way that this game worked back in the Satellaview days, it used to be broadcast over a satellite radio station in Japan, and you needed to have the Satellaview plus like an internet connection, like a broadband or a dial-up internet connection, in order for it to work. And what they would do is they would release a new part of the quest every week, and you would have to play 2 dungeons every week in order to advance through the story, and it would save your progress. But there was a time mechanic on the game, and with this version of the game, we've removed the time mechanic, and we've essentially made it, you know, better. Because now you don't have to worry about, you know, having to wait till this time to fight Ganon, or wait till this time to buy the candle, or, you know, things like that. And you would only have like a specific window to, you know, to purchase the candle to fight Ganon. Also, we're setting up a death abuse here. It's like 40-something seconds faster to die after grabbing the raft here than to walk back.
Yeah, we do this here and also in Dungeon 5.
Yes. Because walking back from the ladder is like a minute and a half. Because you have to clear out a room of Gibdos, which costs a lot of bombs. And I think you have to clear the, there's a blue Dark Nut room right before with a staircase that leads to the Gyptos. But to touch back up on the time mechanic, yeah, essentially, like, everything was based off of time mechanics. Like, every 10 minutes or so, there was a new thing that would happen. Like, new enemies could spawn, things like that. With this version of the game, all that's removed, and it just made it into, like, one full version. So we don't have to sit there and wait, you know, things like that. And you get extra powers as you start grabbing more and more Triforce pieces, starting after, I believe, the 4th Triforce. That's when you start getting, like, these additional, like, power-ups. Sorry, I had to focus for a second.
Have we mentioned the quick swap menu mechanic yet?
We have not.
Another thing that's not in Zelda 1, because, you know, I guess the NES controller doesn't have shoulder buttons, is the ability to, if you're familiar with Link to the Past randomizer at all, you might be familiar with something called quick swap menuing, which involves just pressing the L and R buttons to switch between items in your menu instead of opening up your inventory and then selecting it. You can do that in this game, and it saves a lot of time to do that. In fact, I think there's only one point in this run where you actually menu to like equip an item. Is that correct?
Not anymore for me.
Not anymore. Okay. Last time I commentated, there was.
I'm assuming you're talking about the Dig Dogger fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab
also,
this.
That was Manhamla. Manhamla is a lot less intimidating in this game because it only moves up and down.
Oh no, he moves in different directions. He doesn't change directions as often as he does in the NES. Yeah,
I see.
He's a lot nicer in this version. Just funny to hear Manhandle being nice.
Never thought I'd hear those words.
So I'm killing these, trying to get bombs. We want to have at least 6 bombs for level 4. These walking patterns are awful. We're going to make a nice little quick pit stop here before we enter level 4. We're going to grab this 100 secret here on the coast. And how did I know there was a bomb there, you ask? Well, I have the drop table next to me that I typed up. The drops in this game are a lot nicer than they are in Zelda 1. Zelda 1, like, each of the drops have it's like anywhere between like a 35 and a 41% chance of dropping according to their global. This game, it feels like it's like almost 100%, like almost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, like, before level 1, you could reliably kill blue octos to get bombs. Like, it's very rare that you wouldn't get those bombs.
Yeah, I think there's only been like a couple of attempts that I had where I had to reset because I missed both bomb drops. And I was like, hello, game?
Luckily, at that point, it's early enough. You could just, like, reset, I guess. Even in a marathon, you could reset and probably not really have any risk of being overestimate.
Yeah, because it's like a 40-second loss if you reset. This is Dungeon 4. This is one of the few dungeons that actually has a different item than it does in Zelda 1. Zelda 1 Dungeon 4, you have the ladder. This game, you have... Well, you'll see. You have the wonderful item that plays really... Oh, come on, buddy. Plays really good music. We're gonna pick up that key after. Also, we have a very nice amount of rupees. Just wanted to point that out. Sorry.
It's the flute, aka the ocarina, aka had the Zelda franchise figured out, like, what that was called yet by this point?
I think they call it the ocarina.
Okay. Because I know in Link to the Past, it's called the flute, even though it's very obviously an ocarina. Also, nice rupee count, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have our good pal, the boss of Dungeon 4. I'm in pretty bad zone here. I could die to this boss. This boss does 2 hearts of damage. But we get to play the flute twice here, because Bull's voice do not like the ocarina. Ooh, that's scary. Alright, we're fine.
Nice. Good stuff. And luckily in this game, it's not the heart container that refills your health. It is the actual Triforce piece. Unlike in more modern Zeldas.
Yeah. And it also doesn't, you know, like in Z1, it doesn't take 635 years to refill your health.
Shoutouts to level 8.
Oh my god. Oh, you were on a 20-second PB pace? It'd be a shame.
It'd be a shame if this heart refill took 8 minutes.
14 hearts. So, another big mechanic change from this game to Zelda 1 is how the flute works. In Zelda 1, it's whatever direction you're facing when you play the flute, or the ocarina, is to whether or not it does plus or minus 1 on the dungeon completed warps. In this game, it's whatever direction you're facing whenever the flute or the whirlwind picks you up. So there, we can play the flute in any direction, but as long as we get picked up in a specific direction, up or right would be +1, and down or left would be -1. In that instance, we wanted to go to Dungeon 2.
Also, you might have noticed that before entering this dungeon, Ice actually blew up a wall, but did not go into it. We go into that later. It's just a little bit faster, a little tiny bit faster in movement, in terms of like movement travel time, I should say, to enter that after completing this dungeon.
Yeah, and it saves us on a single bomb. We get a huge bomb refill in here. We purchase a bomb upgrade on the route for 50 rupees. So it's a nice little, you know, a save of bomb, because in this game, like, every bomb you have before Dungeon 8, which is the second to last dungeon, is important. And we want to make sure that we have as many bombs as possible, leaving level 6, because we have... There's 2 rooms that have a Dodongo boss rush, which is pretty rough if you don't have enough bombs. I hate this room.
So I noticed a few rooms ago that there's a key surrounded by a moat, if you will, of water. Makes me wonder which item you could possibly get in this dungeon.
I'm gonna say it's the wand.
Ah, yes, of course.
Alright, look now. Look. I know you want to give me Gibdo hubs. Hubs.
Gibdo hubs.
Gibdo hubs, don't worry. I'm English is my native language, I promise. Alright, so we purchased that bomb upgrade there. That refills all of our bombs. And we're gonna fight these wonderful Dodongos that you cannot kill by stabbing them. It's a very, very tragic change. And we're gonna enter here, we're gonna grab our item, get a damage boost. That's a very nice damage boost, actually.
Yeah, shoutouts to Hubs601, who's restreaming this, this run right now. Thank you, Amber.
Don't you mean Ambo?
Oh, right.
Sorry, Ambo. Wow, both of those wizard patterns were very nice. How generous. What do you want from me, game? Alright, so we take that death abuse, so we don't have to fight that room full of Gibdos with the staircase and waste all of our bombs. And it brings us back to the front, because we'd have to go down anyway to grab the key. So now we're gonna come down here. We bought that potion before level 5. Just for safety. Ganon likes to be a jerk. This game likes to be a jerk. I mean, it is a successor to Zelda 1. It's big.
It has to be a jerk in some way.
It's got big jerk status.
it's very friendly in a lot of respects, but it also, you know,
I am gonna grab
it has to find a way. Nice heart
course.
drops, by the way. That was nice.
Yeah, I needed those. Because the boss of level 5 is our favorite friend.
It's Ganon.
Okay. Bombs, hello. Hello. Okay, I guess I'm not burning bombs here.
Ah, yes, sorry. Ganon. Sorry. 2 N's.
Sir, come back. Sir, come back. Ring around the rosy.
You speed that up, it'll make a really good GIF.
You gotta throw in the what's that song?
Benny Hill.
Yeah, the Benny Hill theme.
Here we have Patra. Patra is
Patra got a downgrade, unfortunately.
dead. Patra's dead already. There we go. Yeah, Patra's the one that only moves up and down.
Yes. So yeah, we got a nice little Benny Hill theme there, and then it played the credits and Curb Your Enthusiasm started playing, you know, all the fun stuff.
May I jump in between dungeons here?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We've had a number of donations coming throughout this run here. It's fantastic. We have a $5 donation from Lilac that says, let's get that incentive met. Of course, referring to the Stepmania Slumpage chart showcase. And then right after, we had a $15 donation from Murex Bob with no comment and did indeed smash that Stepmania charts incentive. So we will be getting the Slumpage charts showcase coming through on the run here now, which is absolutely fantastic. And with that, we have opened up a new incentive for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We can add some items into the mix. We need $100 total for that one before the run starts, and that's coming up right after the Stepmania showcase here, I believe. And it's already at $34, so we need $66 to hit the items into the mix to make the run just that little bit more chaotic. And speaking of chaotic, yeah, those donations all went to Waluigi, number 1! So Waluigi is not winning the race!
Thank y'all so much for the donations. It really means a lot. It's going to such a great cause as well. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Okay, so you may notice that we went and bought 2 keys. Those keys are very important. Dungeon 6 has a lot of backtracking in it, and we don't want to backtrack. We're just gonna literally walk straight to the boss, because why not?
Yeah, we got those extra keys. We might as well, right?
Yeah, we may as well use them. We didn't just buy them because they were shiny. I mean, maybe. I might have.
Yeah, they came in handy.
So in this dungeon, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to walk straight north. This dungeon is in the shape of a letter A. We're gonna just, you're supposed to walk straight north. There's a bomb wall to the right. You bomb that, and you grab a key, and then you go all the way up, and grab another key, and then you walk all the way back down. We're not gonna do that. We use the key there, we use another key here, and essentially that staircase leads right to Goma. But we're gonna come down here, there's another key we want to grab. Be mindful not to get grabbed by the pancakes, but gotta be careful there. They do a lot of damage in this game for whatever reason. Nintendo thought, you know, hey, pancakes should hit you for 2 hearts. Don't go to IHOP, y'all.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Oh, we want those. Alright, we don't need it. But yeah, they thought it was a good idea. Hey, let's make these pancakes do a lot of damage. So yeah, that was Dungeon 6. It was probably the fastest dungeon you'll see in this run.
Goma is exactly the same as in Zelda 1, by the way. Like,
oh, by the way,
shot,
that was the fantastic cutscene of the Mighty Boomerang. So to show you what the Mighty Boomerang does, it's a full screen boomerang that does the same damage as the White Sword. Which, unfortunately, we don't see the White Sword in this run, because right now we're about to grab the Master Sword.
Yeah, in other words, the boomerang is completely overpowered.
Yeah, it pierces through enemies, it does White Sword damage, and it's fast. There is no heart container requirement for the sword, the Master Sword. The game will allow you to grab it after you collect 6 Triforce pieces. And it just so happens to be very easy to grab in the route, because we have to go this way after Dungeon 6. And then the Mighty Boomerang has another purpose. If you're low on bombs, you essentially want to be leaving level 6 with 12 bombs. But if you don't, you can use it to grab those on the island over there. Meatballs are not playing nice here.
Yeah, I was about to say. Not very spicy.
Question for you: Swedish meatballs or Italian meatballs? It's pretty important.
I haven't had Swedish meatballs really. Like if I had, I don't remember it. So I have to go with Italian for now, but I'll have to try Swedish at some point.
I recommend. Oh, this is all right, y'all. This is TGH's favorite dungeon in the game.
Oh, it's level 8, not level 7. I'm sorry. Okay, so this frickin' Silver Arrow location. All right. So there's a room with an old man that gives you a hint later. The hint says, those in the next room will show you to the arrow, or something along those lines. I think it is. So I go into the next room, and it's all wall masters. But they're a different color, right? They're a different color. So I'm like, all right, well, these wall masters must bring you to the room with the arrows. Because, like, I don't know, maybe they function different or something, because they're a different color. I don't know, that's how Zelda works. They function a different way if they're a different color, right? So I go into I intentionally get grabbed. I'm like, oh, I'm clever, right? So it brings me to the first room, just like any other wall master would, and I'm just sitting there like, what the F? Like, what in the world, what am I supposed to do?
The look on his face,
like, the old man lied to me, straight up lied to my face.
Here's the room, by the way. Those next door can show you the arrow, or to the arrow.
Yeah, so I go in the next room, and there are these green wall masters. Wall masters are supposed to be blue, right?
Yes.
I'm not, like, what was I that out of line to think that grabbing them? I mean, like, okay, so yeah, sure, you grab them, they bring you to the first room. The first room has the freaking silver arrows. That's the one thing that I overlooked. So apparently I was, like, that's what frustrated me, was I was correct. But I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that, like, hey, that room has the arrows. Instead, I was just mad that it brought me to the beginning of the dungeon.
The best part, alright, the best part about this, y'all, and it makes me laugh, is when Tej grabbed the map. And the map of the dungeon is an arrow pointing down. So it brought him to the tip of the arrow, and I think you got even more like upset.
I think I did. At that point, pretty much anything that happened was going to make me more upset, and that was just the icing on the cake.
So, by the way, we have infinite bombs now. After you grab the 7th Triforce, the game gives you infinite bombs. So you may notice that we have just infinite next to the bomb symbol. So now, if we get, red bubbled, we don't have to worry about it. We have infinite bombs. But we grabbed an extra key in Dungeon 8, just for that room in particular. I want to get hit by you. The regular bubbles do reset your sword. But yeah, pretty straightforward level 7 here. The item in here is the red candle. We don't need it. It's so late in the game.
Yeah, we know our way through these dark rooms anyway.
Yeah.
Not to go and hit somebody when they're down or reliving a moment of when they were down, but I have a very, very good donation here. We got a $9.69 nice donation from Ori Sky, and it says, "Hi, it's your friendly donation total rounder upper here once again. Putting this donation towards the Donkey Konky Pajama Slammer Mario Karty Warty incentive."
Oh! How dare you?
Thank you, Ori. It's very much appreciated.
It's a long story I won't get into right now. Can we go ahead and like blacklist Ori from the
I mean, we could, but I'm the
thank
host
you.
right now, so I'm not going to.
Alright.
Fair.
Okay, we'll
fair.
we'll keep that in mind.
Alright, so after we grab 8 Triforce pieces, the entire overworld becomes dark and spooky. Something happens. And also, even if we're not at full health, we have sword beams. It's pretty cool, right? It is. So our goal here is something's going on. I want full health, please. Thank you. Something's going on. So the game does not tell you where to go. You just have to kind of assume what happened. But essentially what we need to do here is we need to go back to start, where we grabbed our wooden sword. And when we walk into the cave, something tragic has happened. The old man is unconscious. And now he's gone. Except he's not. So Ganon built his dungeon. I don't know how the old man did not hear anything. None of this construction going on behind him. And Ganon built an entire, like, 3-room dungeon behind the old man's room. And didn't even hear it. Also, in this version, Ganon functions exactly the same in this version, with one exception. He is weak to sword beams. So you could just kind of sit in a corner and just fire off sword beams.
Yeah, and the fact that you have infinite sword beams here, like even when you aren't full health, is also extremely useful. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Time is going to be coming up the moment we exit the cave. So we grab the Triforce here. We're going to save the... I don't even know if the character in here has an actual like canon name. We're going to call him Joe. So we're going to save Joe. And then time is going to be the moment we exit the wooden sword cave here. And time.
GG.
GG.
But yeah, that is BS Legend of Zelda. It's fun. I prefer it more than Zelda 1. Zelda 1 is a great game. Don't get me wrong. I will talk considerable amounts of garbage about that game, but it's actually a really good speedrun. It's satisfying to complete a run in that game because that game does throw you for a loop. I believe right now there are currently 15 people with a sub 29. 2 of them are in this channel.
Hello.
Hi. But yeah, I do run a lot of other Zelda games. If you've hung around Teej's channel, you probably see me, memeing it up and giving Teej hell because that's what he pays me as a mod to do.
I have to mention as well in the chat is actually the world record holder for Zelda 1 as well, Shixal88.
Yes.
So shout outs to them as well.
Yeah, I hold the record in this game until Shixal starts playing it. finds block clips, manips, all the works. It's a call out for you, Shix. I'll do it. I do run other Zelda games. I run Zelda 2. I run Link to the Past. I do kind of run LADX. Kind of. I'm pretty bad at it though. My latest D-Rush runs have been like a 110, 115. I do run the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. I am a former record holder for 1 and 2 Pixel remaster. I will be running 4 and 5 coming soon, and 6 when it comes out. So if you're into Zelda, if you're into Final Fantasy, come check it out. And right now I am learning and running Earthbound. So if you like very long runs and with really, really hot gyms, Earthbound is definitely a run you want to check out. It's really fun.
For sure. Go follow Ice. He's great.
But big shout outs to everybody that is organizing this event, especially Teej Amber, Teej, running the entire event on his channel, and an Amber for getting the entire event set up with the help of the other staff, Argic, Final Flame. There's so many to remember. And big shout outs to Teej for helping me commentate this run.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you one for the road here, Iceblue, because you and I like these. We got another $10 donation here. It's from Story Cry, and it says, "Hi, a completely new donator here. Just putting another dono towards Donkey Konky King of Swingy Uwu for the Mario Kart player incentive."
This is ban evasion. Can we get a? God, I wish this worked like Twitch, where if you ban one account, it bans the entire IP. Can we get a?
Oh goodness.
Anyway,
big shout outs to all the donations that came through during the run. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Means
in all
a lot.
seriousness, thank you so much to Ori for those donations,
and to everybody else.
Yeah, to everybody too. Y'all are awesome, and thanks for making this event honestly such a resounding success already. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's hit that 3,000.
Yep, that's what we're going to aim for, and we're going to get ourselves set up for the next run. It is time for that Step Mania showcase, and we've all been having a bit of a giggle. Make sure you have a look at the coming next screen and see what we're giggling at. But we'll be back in a couple of minutes, folks, and we'll see you soon.